Hello students, welcome to the World of Biology through Jaguar classes. In today's class, we will continue with the chapter 13, Organisms and Population. In this part 3 of this chapter, we will focus on population attributes, population growth models, and life history variation. In population attributes, we will discuss population characteristics, population size and population density, birth rate or natality, death rate or mortality, and sex ratio. Side by side, in this population dynamics, we will talk about age pyramids and three types of age pyramid. We will see triangular shaped, which is known as expanding, and bell shaped, which is known as stable, and urn shaped, which is known as declining type of age pyramid. And population density depends on main four types of attributes: natality, mortality, immigration, and emigration. In population growth models, we will learn about two types of growth models: exponential growth model and logistic growth model. And in life history variation, we will see some of the examples related with Darwinian fitness and natural selection. After today's class, you will be able to define various attributes of population like natality, mortality, immigration, emigration, and population density and population size. You will be explained and describe the different growth models. You will able to differentiate between different types of age pyramid, and you will be able to compare and differentiate between exponential and logistic growth models by drawing the J-shaped and S-shaped curves and their equations. You will also be able to state the examples related with the life history variation with reference to Darwinian fitness and natural selection process. And in this, after this class or during solving the exercise of this class, you will be able to use your skills like listening skills and writing skills to solve various exercises based on the facts taught in this class. You will be able to use your comprehensive and analytical skills to answer the various hot type of questions related with the topics taught in today's class. With population attributes. Population attributes, or we can say that population characteristic feature. In this topic, we will cover the population attributes like density, natality, mortality, immigration, emigration, and age distribution. We will also learn about the different types of population growth models, logistic growth curve, and exponential growth curve. And we will also learn in this topic life history variation, where we will talk about the Darwinian fitness with respect to various examples of natural selection process. In this class, we will also cover the causes of increase in human population and measures to control human population in brief. Now, we will start with this first slide. Here, you can see that what is population, means how can we define the population in the higher level of organization. Population can be defined as the total number of individuals of a species living in a well-defined geographical area who share or compete for similar resources and can interbreed under natural conditions. Now, we will start with the different types of population attributes which can affect the population of a particular geographical place or area. Here, the first attribute is population size. The total number of organisms of a species of a specific species present in a given geographical area at a specific time is known as population size. And the other attribute is population density, which can be defined as number of individuals of a species, which is refers as N or represented as capital N per unit area or volume S. This is the formula. PD, population density, is equal to N, means number of individual of a species, and upon S, means unit area or volume of that particular area. Here are the other attributes of the population. Population size and density of species in an area fluctuates due to the following population attributes. Means these are the basic processes or attributes which can determine the population size or population density of a species in an area. The first of these attribute is natality, means number of births per thousand individuals of a population per year, which is known as natality. The another attribute is mortality, which can be defined as number of deaths per thousand individuals of a population per year. Immigration or entry of individuals of the same species into an area from another region. Emigration, moving out of individuals of the same species from an area to another region. On these four attributes, the increase or decrease of population of a particular area depends. Now here in this slide, you can see the one another fact which is also related with the population, that is age distribution analysis on the basis of age pyramids. And you can define the age pyramid as graphical representation of distribution of different age groups in a population is known as age pyramids, and the relative abundance of organisms of various age groups in a population can be shown with the help of these age pyramids. Now here you can see that there are three types of age pyramid, and to draw these age pyramid we have to take on x-axis the numbers, and on y-axis we can take the age groups: pre-reproductive age group, reproductive age group, and post-reproductive age group. Here you can see that in this type of age pyramid, which is known as expanding, that by with the help of this pyramid we can conclude about the population of an area is in expanding mode. Means here the birth rate is greater than the death rate, because pre-reproductive number of people are more than the reproductive or post-reproductive people. In this second age pyramid, which is stable type of age pyramid, or it is showing the it is giving us idea about the stability of the population of a particular area, because birth rate equals to death rate in that case. Here you can see that number of pre-reproductive age group people and number of reproductive age people are equal in numbers, due to which that condition is arising in that particular area. Here you can see that declining type of age pyramid, which can give us the idea that the population of that particular area, which is showing by this type of pyramid, is declining in nature because birth rate is lesser than the death rate here due to less number of pre-reproductive age group as compared to reproductive age group. Now come to the population growth. Here we are talking about human population growth. Today and tomorrow means there is an explosive uh, explosion, or we can say that population explosion in case of human population, where the size of population keeps on changing depending on factors such as availability of food, predation, and weather conditions. It is indicated by the changes in population densities with regard to time. Now here in this chart you can see that what are the different factors and how they are influencing the population growth of a particular area. Now, one of the attribute that we have discussed, natality, plus sign is indicating it is increasing the population of a particular area because natality is birth rate or number of births per thousand. And on the other side, this is also one another factor which is known as immigration, where the we can say that populations are getting migrated into that particular area to increase the size of uh, population in that particular area. These are the two factors which are increasing the population of an area, and there are two other factors which are decreasing the population of an area, like mortality, death rate, which declining the which declines the population of that area, and immigration, the immigration in which the people the populations are getting migrated, or individuals are getting migrated from that area to other area. Natality and migration increases the population size, and mortality and emigration decreases the population size. That is clear from this chart now. Now come to the another concept related with the population is population growth models, which are the graphical representation to analyze the nature of growth of population in particular area in that population dynamics. Here you will be able to see the curve which is J-shaped curve, and here this type of growth curve is actually known as exponential growth curve. Here you can see that in this J-shaped curve or exponential growth curve, we observe this type of growth curve when resources in a habitat are unlimited. And here in this curve there are two phases. One phase is known as lag phase, which is shown here in this curve, slow or no growth in population. That particular phase is known as lag phase, where very slow or no growth in population is going on. The another phase is known as log phase, rapid growth in population. You can see that after that time period, now population starts to increase with faster rate, and that rapid growth phase is known as log phase. By the help of this growth curve, you can calculate the growth rate by this formula: small r capital N is equal to dn upon dt, where n representing the number of individuals in that particular area and r intrinsic rate of natural increase in the population. Now come to the next growth model, which is known as logistic growth curve, or due to the S-shaped or sigmoid pattern, it is known as S-shaped curve. In this, we can say that this growth model is observed in habitat with limited resources. And here you can see that lag phase, where no or very little increase in population is shown. Here this part of the curve is known as lag phase. No or very little increase in population is showing here. The positive acceleration phase or slow increase in population, you can see here positive acceleration phase or slow increase in that population is going on. And then in this exponential phase or rapid increase is going on. Here you can see that in this steep curve or uh, here you can see that rapid increase in population going on in this part. Negative acceleration phase, which is shown here, declaration that is deceleration phase, is known as negative acceleration phase, where slow decrease in population, and here stationary phase or at this phase growth rates become stable. Due to these different phases, this curve is coming in S-shaped type. Here on x-axis we are taking the time, and on y-axis we are taking the population size. Now, when we will compare both these growth models together, you can see here logistic growth curve observed in habitat with limited resources. Here is the definition of that logistic growth curve. dn upon dt is equal to Rn k minus n upon k, where n represent number of individuals, k represent here the carrying capacity or maximum population size of a species which can be sustained in a given habitat, and R is the intrinsic rate of natural increase is shown here, and this is the equation for logistic growth curve. Now come to the another fact related with the population, that is known as life history variation. And here this phenomenon can be defined as a number of selection pressures operate in a habitat, such as resource availability, predators, etc., and organisms evolve towards the most efficient reproductive strategy in his in its habitat under a given set of selection pressures according to Darwinian fitness. Now here breeding frequency, and here you can see that size of offsprings. Is there any relationship between that? Now we will see with the help of these examples. Breeding frequency, like in case of organism breeding once during their lifetime, for example in salmon fish, which is breeding once during their lifetime. And here certain organisms like birds breeding multiple times during their lifetime. Means that variation you can see that on the basis of breeding frequency in different population. Here you can see that variation in size of offsprings. Organisms producing small number of large sized offsprings like mammals, and some certain organism producing large number of small sized offsprings like oyster. Means size of offsprings is also one of the factor which influence the variation in the that survival rate of the to determine the survival rate of the that particular species or population in the area. Now come to know about the human population growth that we are already knowing. Now Malthus theory in 1798, when selection pressure for according to that Malthus theory, uh, when selection pressure for a population are minimized, the population grows exponentially, whereas the means of its subsistence grows only arithmetically. Means that increase in human population for which there are main regions are here. One region is better public health care and medical facilities. Another region is increase in agricultural production and use of alternate food resources. And third factor we can consider that helps in increase in that human population, development of disaster management and prevention techniques. Due to that explosive increase in the human population, the impacts of that population explosion can leads to these uh, problems in coming future. Even in today's world also we are facing that problem. Population explosion adversely affects the environmental and the human population itself in many different ways. These are the five ways that we are discussing here. One way is over cultivation, means more due to over increase in our population, we requires more food, more production of the food, for which we have to cultivate more on our land, and that over cultivation leads to loss of soil fertility in coming future. Another adverse effect is pollution. Increase in number of vehicles and factories again leads to pollution problem. And biodiversity depletion is also one of the important, or one of the, we can say that, adverse effect of the increasing population. Over exploitation of wildlife and natural flora leads to that biodiversity depletion, and we are facing all these problems in today's day. uh, Limited resources, rapid depletion of natural resources uh, cause that limited resources, and urbanization. Due to that urbanization, clearing forest land for urban settlement is going on, and in that way population explosion of human population leads to so many problems for the human population or human species in coming future. Now, population control or the government initiatives for that in each and every nation is going on. To control the population increase, the Indian government launched the family planning program in 1951, and the program resulted in a significant decline in population growth rate. Some other key concepts taken by the Indian government to control the population are literacy campaign, increasing the legal age for marriages, 18 years for women and 21 years for men, and incentives for small families. These are the different ways that our government is applying to control the population or population size in our country so that we can uh, solve our problems. Now, in population control, one another way is also there, that is family planning methods are also adapting to control our population. Commonly prescribed contraceptive methods like barrier methods, use of condoms and diaphragms, hormonal methods, oral contraceptive pills and hormone injections and patches, intrauterine devices, COPD, surgical methods, vasectomy in males and tubectomy in females. About these methods, you will also learn in uh, reproduction unit, and in class 10th also you have learned about these. In detail, we will talk about in reproductive health chapter. Now, have a quick recap about today's facts that we have discussed in today's class. Here are the main points that we have covered in today's class. Density or population density, number of individuals of a species per unit area or volume, is known as population density. Natality, number of births per thousand individuals of a population per year, is known as natality or birth rate. Now, mortality, number of deaths per thousand individuals of a population per year, is known as mortality. Immigration, entry of individuals of the same species into an area from outside. And emigration, moving out of individuals of the same species from an area to another. Side by side, these attributes we have discussed age distribution or relative abundance of the organism of various age groups in a population with the help of different three types of age pyramid we have seen. Then we have discussed the two types of growth curve. One is exponential growth curve, which can be represented as dn upon dt is equal to rn, and the another growth curve is logistic growth curve, which is represented by this equation dn upon dt is equal to rn k minus n upon k, where k is the carrying capacity. Population growth is controlled by factors such as birth rate, natality, and death rate, mortality. And government has taken several measures at various levels to promote family planning for decreasing the population growth rate. This is the writing assignment related with the topic that you can attempt. Explain the phases and growth rate equation of the logistic growth curve. Here is the answer for this. This graph or curve you have to explain in this answer of logistic growth curve. Now come to know or to understand these facts related with the population growth models and population attributes with the help of this presentation.
Population dynamics.
The study of population is known as population dynamics.
A single bacterium in a nutrient-rich medium divides rapidly to form colonies. Given that bacteria have a doubling time of 20 minutes, can you imagine what would happen if this growth pattern continued for some days? Well, bacteria would then cover the entire planet. Thankfully, that does not happen. Why? What factors regulate population growth in nature? Let's find out.
Now, what are the factors which regulate?
All populations have two important characteristics: density and growth rate. Click a button to learn more about them.
Now, first of all, we will learn about population density.
Density is the size of the population with respect to the area it occupies. It varies depending on the species and its ecosystem. Density decides how much space, food, and shelter would be available to each individual.
Now, come to know about population growth.
Population growth is the change in the number of individuals of a species in a population. It is affected by four factors. First is natality, which refers to the number of individuals added to the population by way of birth. Mortality is the number of individuals that are lost from the population due to death. Immigration is the entry of new individuals into an area. Emigration is the movement of individuals out of an area. Natality and immigration increase the population, while mortality and emigration decrease the population. Population growth can be represented graphically as a growth curve.
Here, this is the sigmoid growth curve.
Initially, there is a lag phase in all populations. This is the time required for the individuals to adjust to their new environment. Once they are adjusted, a rapid increase in population takes place. This is known as the log phase of growth. Will this log phase continue forever? Depending upon the availability of resources, two types of growth curves are commonly seen. Click a button to see how resource availability affects population growth.
Now we will try to learn here, if the resources are abundant, means they are unlimited, then how the population will grow.
When resources are abundant and the population is well protected from predators and diseases, the population will multiply at an exponential rate. This type of growth curve is called the J-shaped curve. For example, rabbits reproduce at a very rapid rate. On an average, a single female rabbit can produce about 800 offspring in one breeding season.
Now try to learn, if the resources are limited, then how the population growth affect.
When resources are limited, population growth starts slowing down after an initial acceleration phase. This gives rise to an S-shaped growth curve. This type of growth is called logistic growth. As resources get depleted and mortality and natality almost balance each other, population growth enters the stationary phase. For example, the growth of bacteria in a laboratory starts slowing down when resources start depleting. In nature, a particular habitat has enough resources to support a particular number of individuals. This is called the carrying capacity, K, for a species in that habitat.
Therefore, in practical situation, we can say that this growth curve, sigmoid growth curve, is more.
Let us quickly recap the different attributes that affect the population growth of an ecosystem.
Yes, here is the summary of the presentation. Two important characteristics of a population are density and growth rate. Factors affecting growth: natality, mortality, immigration and emigration. Logistic growth means S-shaped curve, which we can say that can be represented when resources are limited. But carrying capacity, maximum individual supported by an ecosystem, and exponential growth, where in the case of unlimited resources, that type of growth curve can be seen, which is impractical in nature, J-shaped curve. I think with this presentation you will be able to understand about the different characteristics as well as attributes of the population dynamics, and now you will be clear about the different types of growth curves, and you can easily compare about them and explain about them. With that, we will end our today's class, and in next class, part 4, we will conclude the chapter with the discussion of population interactions. Now I am enclosing the worksheet with this part, and now have a nice day and thank you to all.